Hello, here we are finally for episode 14. Can you believe it? This episode's a bit of a mixed bag. Firstly, there's some general natter, talky kind of stuff while I'm digging a big hole. I would say it's a sharing of wisdom, but that implies that I have wisdom to share, and yeah, well, that's a matter of opinion now, isn't it? The second bit is showing off the progress on the little farm that I've been building. I think it's starting to come together quite nicely. So let's have a look at what's been happening. I'm doing some work here in the civet floor. And I was literally just digging the hole and then thought, why don't I just hit the record button? You never know. I might think of something to say. This is going to be a very big hole. Oh, fun thing. I use this without the light level. I use this to make a little graphic for a possible t-shirt design. Not as merch. We're not thinking in terms of merch at the moment. But for Tam and myself to just wear. So I'm thinking of just getting 2 of them made. T-shirts with that design on made. You never know. I wonder if I can do a quick painting. Because we have this painting thing. Okay, so I need to pause that and find my pictures. Yes, that's the one. So if I stick a painting on there and I go like this and I say new painting, and then I can just see if I can drag that in there. That's what the design is currently looking like, although 10 colors is not really. There we go. There we go. If I make it 5 by 5, I might be able to actually make it a painting in the game. So that's the t-shirt design I might make. I'm not sure yet. The little home business that we use, actually that my day job uses to make t-shirts for our teams at work. They say they'll do like 1 or 2 t-shirt orders. You know, where you can order literally just 1 or 2 t-shirts with a design on. But, you know, I want to support them, so I might do a couple more designs, probably not related to Minecraft at all. Maybe just some funny sayings to put on shirts for me to wear in general. And then just make that design one of the designs that I asked them to put on 2 shirts, one for me and one for Dan. We'll see how that goes. So far I haven't thought of any other designs yet, so I don't know when that's going to happen. But you never know. Pretty cool idea. They've made some very nice shirts for the department that I work in my day job. And the quality is quite good too, so yeah, I'll think about it. But we are most certainly not thinking about merch at this stage, mainly because where we are in the world, shipping is quite a challenge. And I certainly don't have the numbers to work with a company like MakeShip or someone like that. 41 YouTube subscribers, yeah, not so much, eh? None of my projects would ever get funded to the point where manufacturing starts. And also, I think it is quite a good thing to support local small businesses. You know, if you want to do something like have one or two t-shirts made for you and your family or something like that, find a local small business, support your local economy, support the people in your community, and that way everyone wins. And I'm back. So when I was recording the previous bit, digging on the 7th floor, after I finished recording, I thought, that recording looks quite dark. You can't really see a lot. And then I realized why. Because my game video brightness was set to 30%. The reason my game video brightness was set to 30% is because B000100 mentioned, my audio is a bit high too, turn that down. So I had, my video was set to 30 instead of 100. B000100 records a lot of his stuff at 30% brightness. Because he gets that whole atmospheric thing and the shadow illusions that he makes and that kind of stuff in his brilliant building work very well at 30% brightness. So, awesome. I have an enormous amount of respect for B000100. He's a fantastic builder. He's arguably one of the best builders in the world. And I thought, okay, well, let me give that a try. And yes, he's right. Some things do look really great at 30% brightness. But in this case, in this area, 30% brightness was not going to work for me. Which got me thinking about all sorts of stuff. Specifically, blindly following the advice of people who are admittedly better than we are at something. But when it comes to something like this, where it's a subjective experience and it's a bit of an artistic expression, the fact that somebody who knows more about it and is better than you are at it does something in a specific way does not mean you have to do it that way. Blindly following the advice of somebody, regardless of how good they are at something, often results in less than optimal results. Can sometimes make life quite a bit more difficult. So I suppose the lesson here is think for yourself, take advice, think about that advice, think about whether that advice applies to you, whether that advice falls in line with what you want to do and the way that you do things. And if it does, if it enhances your experience, if it enhances your art, then yes, follow the advice. But if it detracts from your art, if it detracts from your experience, if you sit squinting at your screen because you can't actually see what's going on the screen because it's too dark, then don't follow the advice. It is all subjective. You decide what is best for you. And great as expert advice is, and often it is the very best thing to do to follow expert advice. For instance, if your doctor advises you to do something, that's probably a good idea to listen. But when it comes to something like playing a video game or recording videos or something like that, put some of your own thought into it and think about whether you want to follow that advice or whether following that advice would make your experience better or not before just following it. So I'm back to 100% brightness for now. Thanks for listening to me rant. Oh, the sunrise. So a while ago I got this urge to make a farm. Not a functional, let's grow 10,000 or create 10,000 iron blocks or something silly. A farm, as in an old style, classical farm. In the Jeremy Clarkson vein. So a farm that doesn't produce, it's just there to be enjoyed. And here we are at my farm. Little petting zoo. Hedgehog. And hiding somewhere in here is a hamster. There's the hamster. There's a couple of fields over here. Growing mostly wheat. We'll take a look at that now. My piggy wiggies. Hello piggy wiggies. My noisy chickens. Paka, 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 paka. Hello noisy chickens. Let's see if we can make some more chickens. No, not today. And some melons and pumpkins. Couple of animals. Some sheep, some cows. There's a donkey somewhere. There's a horse. Or did I never? I never brought the horse along. So just the donkey. A little pond. I like how this pond has turned out. Pond with the water flowing out and a little stream running into the river over there. Quite nice. And a sunflower seed, hear me, sunflower field. Oh, just rural bliss. Yes, donkey. There's a cow in the barn. This is the barn that we had a very brief look at last time. I've changed quite a bit about it so far. Up here I've got a little bit of a living space. Just a bed and a stove. And if we go up here to the top, here's the hayloft. Some hay over there and over there. Just a little farm. I quite like it. I think it's a nice looking little farm. It doesn't have to be functional. It doesn't have to grow anything in particular, but I mean, if I have a need for a chili pepper, I can always get one here, or a tomato, a bit of wheat, and these two guys took no effort whatsoever. These are straw statues. If you leave straw statues with their normal default skin, they look like scarecrows. So there's my farm. So, dear audience, down there in the comments, what do you think of the farm? What do you think of my little stream? All of that kind of stuff. And more importantly, what do you think I should add? And then say a farmhouse. I might add a farmhouse over there on the other side of the stream at some stage, but that will be a future project. That's why I've got a little living space in the barn here, so that I've got somewhere to live while I think about what my farmhouse is going to look like. So, what do you think? What should I add? What should I change? What have I got too much of? What don't I have enough of? And so on and so forth.